Welcome one, welcome all, DeFi degens and airdrop astronauts. Are about to kick off and see if we can make you all billionaires. So, with
Woo.
that, how's it going, brother?
Doing great, doing great. Been a great weekend. Got a lot done today. Had an interview with a community member or the head of the Sunrise Layer community earlier today, and it was about an hour long. I didn't expect it to go that long at all. So it was a great interview, a lot of alpha, and yeah, just gonna say mainnet is launching this month, and I'm excited to share more about that project once it launches and how to take advantage of some of the uh, DeFi opportunities that presented.
Oh,
So a lot of
you're
fun
speaking the
stuff, a lot
truth.
of cool projects. I know you. we're gonna get deep into it, and hopefully, other than today, make people billionaires.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
How are you
No,
doing?
it's there's actually quite a few projects that are going live this month. I believe KTA on the 15th, if I remember right.
Hmm. Oh, and Paca. Um,
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah, PACA on the 27th is supposed to be going live.
Holy cow!
Um, so yeah, I mean, those that aren't familiar, PACA or Swap is the token, but PACA Swap is the protocol on Constellation Network. So those of you that are invested in DAG, it's going to be awesome for us because I mean, I hold a very nice bag of DAG, and looking forward to having a DeFi play for it because it's like an itch I can't scratch. When I got a bag of something, especially a large bag of it, and I can't earn with it, it's definitely not optimal. So, real quick, I'll do a quick shout out before I turn it over to the socials. But
Hmm.
Ashish, welcome. Ashish Sharma, the Deadwood. We got Ricky Romero in the chat, and all of you out there on X watching. Appreciate you all. If you want to join the conversation, by all means, find us on YouTube. Jeff is going to tell you here in a second where to find us. And to answer your question, Ricky, is Mamo a good buy right now, or can it go lower? Honestly, I would just buy. I would just DCA.
Hmm.
Everything's down right now. On the day, you can earn with it. So it's always a good idea if you're bullish on a project, to especially where we're at in the cycle. Alt season could kick off if it's going to kick off. It could kick off at any moment. ETH is at pretty much all time highs. It's what 4,300 last I looked. Okay, it's down
Yeah,
to
it's
4,200 right
crushing.
now. But yeah, I mean, it's ETH has been on a run, and that's usually the signal. When it's outperforming Bitcoin, to where you start looking at large caps, starting to pump, after ETH starts going into price discovery, and then of course smaller caps and things like that. So me personally, I am stacking, and any stables that I had, I actually moved into some of my favorite projects. So do with that as you will. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but it's what I'm doing. What about you, Jeff?
Oh, I still got my Mamo. I moved one of my airdrops into Mamo. It was like $300, and I'm just letting that accumulate, just DCAing. So the auto compounding. Who's Matt?
Yeah, yeah, we got I know, right? We got big billions up in here.
Big
So
Billy.
I'm guessing that he knows about billions.
Oh,
And we got the
nice.
sack nasty. Well, go ahead and kick off
Yeah.
our socials, and we'll get started on the billions discussion.
Yeah, so welcome everyone to DeFi Crypto and Airdrops, where me and Vet go live every Monday and Saturday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, here on YouTube, and we're streaming on Twitter at various accounts. But here on YouTube is where we will have the bulk of the chat. So if anyone on X or Twitter wants to jump in the YouTube chats, it's more active. I know it's kind of restrictive over there on X, but catch us here. And Vet also goes live with a traditional finance expert and a lawyer, an estate planner every
Mhm.
Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. The Money
And
Talk. And oh,
and
yeah, you got some alpha
on
speak
now
up.
on Wednesdays, I actually have Jake Call and David that used to be with Crypto Labs Research. He's started his own venture where he teaches DeFi. Both of those gentlemen are going to start joining me every Wednesday. I believe it was at 2 p.m. Pacific time, and we're going to just talk about DeFi. So you're going to have me that is definitely entry level, new to DeFi as far as I've only been doing it for about 9 months now, but those two gentlemen have been doing it for a very long time and are super knowledgeable. So they're going to be
Mhm.
bringing the solid alpha, and I'm going to be learning like the rest of you because they're at a different level than I am. So really excited about that because now I get a chance to learn as well. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
really looking forward to having those guys on.
Yeah, and if you haven't watched this, it was fantastic. And he brought up a good point, saying talking about the barrier to entry is kind of like $10,000, and a lot of people kind of get frustrated with lower amounts. And if you just keep at it and be consistent, you can build that bag up to there, no problem. So yeah, definitely great stuff, and it's going to bring a lot of the newbies on and make them feel more comfortable getting that expert and novice take, comparatively, with the amount of time that you both have been in DeFi, but still providing amazing value to everyone out there. So yeah, a lot of great stuff coming for everyone. And yeah, check out our brother channels as they have just about everything you would need across the crypto ecosystem, from news to trading, technical analysis, degen stuff, and a solid community of amazing people. And you can catch us on X here at the underscore only underscore DCA. You can catch Vet at Veteran4Crypto and me at the BCR142. And we will not DM you unless we've already established that relationship with you. So if you see any scammers trying to ask you for money or to invest anything for you, do not respond back to them, block them, and make sure that you keep your funds safe. And also, we have a Discord, DeFi Crypto and Airdrops Discord. It's got some degen chat stuff, but a lot of DeFi pools, protocols, and the tracking sheets that Vet has awesomely decided to share. Great wealth of information.
I need to
And
update those.
okay, update coming.
Yes, yes, I promise.
Yeah, so all the stuff that you would need for your DeFi journey, and also the Discover Investments group Discord. There is a free section or free channels in here, and Vet will go live in here once a week or so in the voice chat for live workshops. And they
Yeah,
do
yeah.
offer paid uh, paid sections, which give you access to the full Discover Investments Group team and their portfolio and all the trading and stuff that's going on behind the scenes. So definitely a lot of good information and alpha in these Discords. So jump in there, especially the free stuff. Who doesn't like free? And with that, how's Miles doing today?
Miles is doing all right. Let's see what Miles is up to.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good, Miles. Hey, I'm live right now with Jeff, with our audience watching. Could you want to say hello?
Ah, hey everyone, nice to meet you. Hope I
Hey,
don't mess anything up.
so we're going to start talking about a new project called Billions Network. Just out of curiosity, looking online, what is it that you can tell us about it right off the bat?
Okay, Billions Network. Right off the bat, it looks like they're building a decentralized social graph, kind of like a Web3 version of connections and relationships online. They're aiming to give users ownership over their social data, which is a pretty big deal. Seems like they're focused on enabling more direct connections and monetization opportunities for creators. It's still super early, but that's the gist of it from a quick look.
That doesn't sound like
No,
the right one.
no.
So, Miles, I think you might have looked at the wrong one. Let's give this one more try. So, Billions Network is an AI privacy protocol that is aiming to allow people to remain private while using AI language or AI models like yourself. Are you able to find
Oh,
anything on that?
whoa. Okay, my bad. Yeah, that's totally different. Legal need. I went down a rabbit hole with the social graph thing. Sorry about that. Okay, an AI privacy protocol. Gotcha. So, Billions Network, they're building a decentralized network for private AI computation. Basically, they let you run AI models without revealing your data. They use something called secure multi-party computation, which honestly is kind of complex, but the idea is to keep everything confidential. It looks like they're positioning themselves as a way to use AI without compromising your privacy, which is pretty relevant considering I'm an AI. Still pretty early stage, but seems promising. Get closer to what you were looking for.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Keep that in mind. We might have some questions for you later on. Appreciate it, Miles. All right. So we got them on the right track. So let's go ahead and kick it off. We'll find what we can find, and if we have any technical questions, I'll bring Miles back up. Those of you that don't know, Miles is our AI co-host for me and Jeff. He
Hmm.
helps us simplify complex topics when we find them.
And it's good to it's kind of like training the AI as you go, because like you guys saw, he doesn't have the most accurate information with more generalized kind of questions like projects and stuff. You might have to navigate him more specifically, but asking him technical questions and stuff that's more niche or narrowed down is, at least right now, until they actually get the whole LLM built out, because you do need to feed it information and
You have to bump him sometimes. When we first asked him, he was talking about some social media project, and it's like no, this one, and then he does fine, and then with definitions he does fine, but numbers he's not that great at. But well, let's start out with just kind of going over in a very general sense. Miles hit it, but tell us what you found out about it, and kind of what they are doing currently.
yeah, they have an app that they've built out, and I it's not a test net or anything. You do have to verify your humanity, so it's building the network between humans and AI in a trustless, secure fashion that protects your identity. You stay private, verify with your phone, get rewards. And right now they just have the human verification and you earn points, but um, I I don't have it set up for the show because I had to verify on my personal account. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know if that's something you're interested in doing, but I don't know what kind of rewards. I think it might have to be used on a mainnet eventually, but um, we'll see how this is. They're slowly rolling this out too. So they just kind of launched this Kaito yapping campaign. So people on social media are talking about it and promoting it and stuff. So there's a lot of hype around it. And that's all I really know right now. And the funding. So funding, which is pretty big. You got 30 million in funding from Coinbase Ventures, Polychain Capital, and others, Polygon Labs. So pretty.
Well, and their social has a huge following. They got 616,000 followers
Mhm.
on X.
Yep.
So
Yeah. It's
yeah, I've been kind of going through a couple of things. I got their X pulled up, their website, a couple of LinkedIn profiles for the team.
Oh, you found the
But
team. Okay.
yeah, So less than 12 hours left to join billions on the Kaito AI launch pad. That was posted 9 hours ago. Stop fraud in government welfare programs. That sounds interesting. Stopping fraud in government welfare programs with offline AI powered verification.
Dude.
That would be
And what's going on
huge.
right now? The
Yeah.
the EBT and SNAP programs, and I agree. I'm all for. I know people have different circumstances and come from different areas and economic backgrounds, and some people do need a little support or assistance from time to time as a tool. And communities that get too big. But if you have people abusing that, I know people personally who have abused stuff like that. So, and I'm all for helping people out, but to an extent, and if you can stop fraud and especially the
Yeah.
government, man, like that.
Well, Well, people on government assistance shouldn't be eating better than those that are paying the taxes that pay for that
No.
public assistance. It's and they shouldn't be buying, soda and chips and,
No.
candy. And, they should be buying what they need to survive, while they get
Nutrition.
back up on their feet. And so yeah, no, I grew up, on welfare and stuff like that, and I saw plenty of fraud, where people would go in, they buy steaks, they'd go back, return the steaks, and get cash back. I mean, there's a million different things you can do, and so yeah, having something like this would be great. For medical stuff, being able
Medical.
to verify who you are because of HIPAA. Um, you know, it's a very good way to be able to verify that you are who you say you are. Say that you call a doctor and you want to talk about your like a checkup that you went in to do or some lab results. They can actually have you verify
Mhm.
that you're you before they start talking about your test results. Because I mean, they don't know who you are. So there's a lot of different ways that this could be used.
Oh
But
yeah. Yeah.
what else? What else? So here, do you have something you want to hit on, or do you want me to bounce
I was
over to?
looking I was looking for the team. If you have the team pulled up. I couldn't find
Yeah.
them.
So right now I have Miriam Sancho Rodriguez, the
Oh,
COO of
I don't think
Pravado
you're
ID and
up
Billions
there.
Network.
Oh,
What's that?
your screen's hiding.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had miles up. So here I'll oh, let's see. Where's my little where's my little
I think
dude
you hit
at?
it behind your did you
Here,
put it
I'll
behind
I'll
your
I'll remove it and then I'll add it back. There we go.
There we go.
All right. So
Who are we working with here?
so this is Miriam. She's the COO. She's over in Spain, and she is the chief operating officer for Billions. She's been there for 6 months. And she's also the CEO of Pravado ID, formerly Polygon ID, which I found very interesting.
Hmm.
Like that, this is a branch off of, and not I don't mean but like as far as a chain, but this is a rebrand of Polygon ID. So before she was the chief of staff at Polygon Labs for almost 2 years. And then she was the executive director at Polygon Hermes ZK EVM for 3 years. And then she was the executive director at Iden 3 for 3 years. So she has a very, very strong background in blockchain technology.
Hmm. Dang.
So next up, let's see what we got.
Sack nasty.
What's that?
Sack nasty. I can't. I bet
Oh,
she
what
was
did
the chief
what
of
did he say this
staff.
time? Uh, Oh, yeah, I bet she was chief of staff. Damn you, sack nasty. All right. All right, so we got the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer. Let's see what he's got. About All right, so he's currently been there for 6 months. Was at Pravado ID, again, formerly Polygon ID, for 1 year, 3 months. Chief Marketing Officer, Head of Marketing and Developers Experience for 7 months before that. Web3 Marketing Mentor at Yard Acceleration Program, 1 year, 2 months.
Hmm.
Fundador, and then he was at Polygon Labs. So it looks like this is a. I'm kind of curious if this is a team that was just at Polygon Labs, and it looks like they might have just rebranded, and that that team is still the team, because I find it weird that
Hmm.
the CMO and COO, kind of both are part of Billions, part of Pravado, which is the kind of the parent company for Billions, is what
Hmm.
it looks like, and um, again, that it was formerly Polygon ID, which is, it sounds like a blockchain ID company. Um, and then before that, both of them were at Polygon Labs. So a strong Polygon background, which Polygon is a great tech. I'm not super bullish on Polygon itself.
Yeah.
Just because I just don't think it's being managed properly, but it's good that these guys branched off.
Yeah. I'm looking at their blog posts or their blog page right now, all the way back to March 2022, when they, like you said, they were Pravado ID, and so they've been building for a while. And yeah, and is it? Let me see if there's anything on the rebrand itself.
This dude
And
too. It's his experience. He's at Billions Network for 8 months, at Pravado ID for 1 year, 6 months, and was at Polygon Labs before that for 2 years and 8 months. And this is the engineering stack, Web3 engineering stack lead. Um, so same, kind of same resume as the other ones. And so it looks like that they were all at Polygon Labs. I'm just going to go out on a limb here. They were all at Polygon Labs. Um, Polygon ID is a branch off of that. And so these people broke off from Polygon Labs, still a part of the company, but broke off
mhm.
into this Polygon ID, which rebranded to Pravado ID, which launched Billions Network. Because Pravado ID, it's
Mhm.
obvious that it is the parent company of Billions Network. Make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're yeah. It's kind of confusing at first, but they're essentially the private DAO team are the ones that are launching the Billions. Because yeah, they spun off of Polygon Labs as Private DAO ID in 2024,
Okay.
and they're launching which was previously Polygon ID. So I guess the
Yep.
rebrand, because I guess you can't really call yourself Polygon ID if you're not part of the Polygon team anymore. So I think that would be a problem. But yeah, so I'm
Oh,
looking
here
at
we
this
go.
reintroduction as the introduction blog for Billions. So we can share that in the description as well if everyone wants to take a deeper
Dude.
dive.
All right, check this out. Fucking we hit pay dirt.
Oh,
So David Z, co-founder of Polygon Labs and Billions Network. So he is the co-founder of
oh,
Billions. He Polygon Labs been there for 3 years, 8 months. He is a co-founder. He is the co-founder and CTO, and Polygon ID project lead. So that's 100%. This is
oh.
part of Polygon. He's a co-founder of Pravado ID, formerly Polygon ID, co-founder and project lead of Polygon Hermes, which is a decentralized ZK rollup focused on scaling payments and token transfers on top of Ethereum blockchain. And then he was the co-founder and project lead on IDEN3, open source project which enables new blockchain-based model and identity management. So it
Mm,
looks like this IDEN3 was kind of the genesis and became Polygon ID, which became Pravado ID, which launched Billions.
damn.
All right. So I think we got
Nice.
this. I think we got
Woo.
this dialed in. Great team, solid team. I don't think that we need to dig anymore.
No.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean you got
especially when they have a project or a network that's been robust and built out for years now in Polygon, and so it's
well,
definitely.
and then you got all these guys over here too. You got Mark, he's the chief executive officer. You got Sandeep, the co-founder and CEO of Polygon Foundation.
Yep.
There's just they have some serious a serious roster, on this one. All right.
Yeah.
Take it away. Where you want to go next?
I want to kind of look at these blog posts because these are really good, um, just kind of things to touch on when people are researching. I highly suggest everyone check out the blog page for different projects that you're researching because you can go back and see when their first post was and if they post very often, just updates about the project.
Oh, actually,
And
real quick, if you don't
go
mind,
for it.
let me I want to ask Miles something real quick. Hey, Miles, real quick. We were digging deeper into Billions Network, and we ran across that it is part of Polygon Labs. Um, and it looks like Polygon Labs started a company called Pravado ID, which was formerly Polygon ID, and Pravado ID is who launched the Billions Network. What can you tell us about those relationships and kind of the connection with Polygon Labs with Billions Network?
I don't think I can hear him.
Oh shit! Hold on.
Oops.
No worries. Take your time.
All right, go ahead.
So Polygon Labs is definitely the parent company. They're heavily invested in building out the Polygon ecosystem, and that includes privacy-focused solutions. Pravado ID, formerly Polygon ID, is their zero-knowledge proof team. They're the folks specializing in the tech that makes things like Billions Network possible, allowing for verifiable credentials and private computations. Billions Network itself is essentially a product incubated and launched by Pravado ID. It's positioned as a way to make AI more private using that ZK-proof tech. So Polygon Labs provides the funding and overall strategy. Pravado ID builds the underlying technology, and Billions Network is the application of that tech in the AI space. It's kind of like they're building the tools and using those tools to build something specific. Does that make sense?
It does.
Pretty common. Good. It's a bit of a tangled web when you start looking at all the different projects coming out of Polygon Labs, isn't it? They're spreading their bets around.
No,
Anything specific about that connection you want?
yeah. If you could dig in a little bit, I'm really curious as to any partnerships that the Billions Network might have, either directly or indirectly through Polygon Labs. Who is it that is currently working with Billions Network or Pravado ID?
Okay, let me see. So direct partnerships Billions network itself are still emerging. It's pretty new. But through Bravado ID, and this is where it gets interesting, they've got some connections to a few different places. They're working with Scroll, a layer 2 privacy focused ZK EVM, to integrate their verifiable credential tech. Also, they've been collaborating with Gelato on automating decentralized workflows, which could tie into how Billions Network manages its computations. It looks like Polygon Labs, more broadly, has partnerships with a ton of projects, Chainlink, AWS, even Adobe. But those are less directly connected to Billions Network specifically. More umbrella partnerships benefiting the whole ecosystem. Does that distinction make sense? It's
Absolutely.
like Billions. Okay, good. It's like Billions gets some of the benefits from the big Polygon partnerships, but it also has its own more focused ones through Bravado ID. It's kind of tricky to untangle, honestly.
Sounds
Anything
good.
you
I
want me to
appreciate it,
focus
Miles.
on?
Cool. All right. Go ahead and drive on. I just wanted to see what he could come up with.
No, that's good. I'll jump into the actual app itself next. I do want to. Oh, I'll answer this question in a little bit. Um, yeah, like I was saying, the blog post definitely a great place for project updates and what they're actually building and partnerships and stuff. I haven't actually looked into much of the partnerships, so it looks like we got one with Sentient right here, the official identity and reputation partner. Guess they have a case study with Lagrange. I got an airdrop from them a few months ago that I didn't really know anything about. I think I just signed up for it, and it was like a $50 airdrop, which is it's rare for stuff like that now. So, um, dang, do they have anything more about the partnerships? I'd like to
I mean, I can
know
I
if they
can have him
have.
dig deeper, but I just kind of wanted to see what he could come up with, right off the bat. I do have the
Yeah,
white paper pulled up whenever you're ready to go deeper.
yeah. Let's go deeper, and then we'll dive into the app.
All right. Well, I'm gonna read this to Miles because I have a feeling that I'm gonna need him to break it down for me.
Hey, hope your afternoon's treating you well.
Hey, Miles. Hey, I'm going to read you something out of the Billions Network white paper. I'm going to be asking you to break it down to, make it a little more easily, a little easier to understand for me and some of the people in the audience. So it says verifiable identities for these agents hamper trust, restricts accountability, and introduces vulnerabilities in scenarios where integrity is crucial in human to agent interactions where users rely on AI for financial advice or medical insights, and in agent to agent contexts where autonomous systems coordinate logistics to execute trades, trust is indispensable. The concept of trustworthy AI agents is multifaceted and can be viewed from several perspectives, depending on stakeholders and the context. Here are some common perspectives.
Ah, okay.
Trust the data, trust the training process, trust the outcome, and trust the owner. Can you break down what that means and how Billions Network is going to leverage these to provide a service?
Okay, so it's kind of framing trust as having these four legs, right? Like you got to have all four for the whole thing to stand. Trusted data is pretty straightforward. You need to know the info the AI is learning from is actually good, not biased, not wrong. You know, trust the training process gets a little more technical, but it's about being sure the way the AI learned wasn't rigged somehow. Like, was it showing a bunch of examples that steered it in a certain direction? Karizami and Mutsu. Trust the outcome is whether the AI is actually doing what it says it is and doing it reliably. And then trust the owner is, well, who's responsible if things go sideways? Who Billions, from what I gather, is trying to tackle this by letting you prove you're who you say you are, a verified a verifiable identity without giving away all your personal info. So, kind of touches all four.
Awesome.
Better data because they know who's contributing. More trustworthy training process because they can verify the sources. Hopefully, more reliable outcomes because of that, and clear ownership through those verifiable identities. It's like building a foundation of provable stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, Miles. So I got one more question for you, and then I will let you go for a minute. So it starts talking about behavioral signatures, cryptographic proofs. What is that?
Okay, so behavioral signatures. That's the tricky bit. It's kind of like how you can recognize someone by how they walk or how they talk, right? Unique little patterns. Billions is trying to do something similar with AI, identify an AI agent based on how it behaves, for lack of a better word. Not what it says, but how it arrives at its like answers. They're using cryptographic proofs, absolutely, basically super secure digital fingerprints to verify those behavioral signatures. So if an AI starts acting differently, it's like its fingerprint changed and the system can flag it. It's all about making sure the AI is consistently being itself and hasn't been tampered with. It's meant to prevent like someone swapping in a malicious AI that pretends to be the original.
Awesome. Thanks, Miles. Cool.
Yeah, I agree with Nick. The fact that he takes breaths and was kind of stuttering, I was like, oh shit.
No, like I said, I think it makes it feel like more like a person, more human.
Hmm.
Um, it really does. Like whenever I'm sitting here doing research and I use Miles, I really just feel like that I'm talking to somebody. It's kind of cool and it is kind of creepy.
No, definitely he's getting better and better. It's for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So we want to dive into the app.
Yeah, yeah. Dive in the app.
So we can go to the website and join on here. And then I did with my Google account and or you can do your Apple ID, but we'll sign in. Here, let me make sure that I don't have any weird stuff. Any sensitive information. Yep. I want to sign in.
Let's see what
And
else we got.
then now I've verified my identity already, but here, as you can see, your dashboard, you can complete additional tasks to earn extra power, and I guess that's the way to level up is get more power. There's daily check-in rewards and points to connect to your Ethereum address, and if you have a registered Ethereum name service domain, and if your balance is over $0, you get more power. Proving that you're a human, you do need to download the app, and that's what I have on here. I can't show you directly, but this is I'll show you on this page. They show kind of that's really all that's all in the app is these human verification tasks.
Dude, this
But this
this would
is
be sorry, this would be cool for freaking Discord and shit like that too. To keep bots out.
oh yeah,
You
fuck
know,
man, it's so bad.
yeah. No, this the more I'm thinking about this. Sorry, go ahead. I'm just my wheels are turning.
No, that's a good point because holy shit, man, it like the moment I sent out a thing last year about the giveaway that I was doing, I had hundreds of new accounts just flooding my Discord, and we had to make a verification bot, for people to actually manually go through, and it was like, oh shit. Yeah, and we need that security, man. While being able to verify, that there was the whole concern when got into airdrops was you don't want your identity to be on chain or anything because it's not as safe. We didn't have the ZK tech that was built out like we do now. And now you're much more comfortable going through the verification process. And especially if certain projects are going to have, or there's going to be more regulation and stuff, you're going to have to be KYC compliant for different things. And this kind of tech will help give you that warm, fuzzy feeling like, okay, at least I know that it's safe, and you're not going to have some intermediary looking at your identity or custodying your identity, like we do here in Web 2. So, yeah, this is where you will do the initial sign up is on the PC or Mac, web browser, and you can go down here and add, different your Ethereum wallet address. And if this is where it kind of gets tricky, because I know some people don't have their phone or their wallet on their mobile phone. So only do this on a I don't even want to say a fresh phone or fresh wallet, but I'm doing this on my airdrop wallet. It's however you want to do it. But you do need to have the app, the Billions app on your phone, and the wallet that you link right here. So whatever Ethereum wallet address you decide to link, you have to be able to link it to the app on your phone. So you might be able to do it with the QR code. But sometimes you have to have your wallet on your mobile device in order for the apps to talk and connect to each other. So if you run into any issues getting your stuff verified on your mobile device, just reach out. But you should be able to log in with your email address or Apple ID, whatever you signed up with on here. And yeah, getting daily check-ins. I don't know exactly what kind of rewards they're going to be giving out, but they did say, you're going to earn ongoing rewards, but you need to complete the human verification. So I think the human verification was just, taking a picture, it like scans your face, and you have to blink and make sure you're human.
Well, that's I actually have a thing pulled up right here, and it talks about how their proof of uniqueness solution works. It says login authentication. Users sign in with their preferred wallet. Verification. Users perform a 3D face scan to verify their uniqueness. This liveness verification ensures that a real human is in front of the camera, blocking videos and deep fakes. So you were talking about blinking and stuff. Proof of uniqueness credentials. The POU solution is structured with two levels to indicate the credibility of the uniqueness verification. Level 1, users achieve this level upon their first verification. This initial level provides a uniqueness credential expiring in 14 days. Level 2, after this 14-day waiting period, users can complete a second verification to claim a new uniqueness credential, adding an extra level of security. This step provides a 6-month living credential. So each credential costs $1 on Linea, totaling $2 for both credentials, plus the transaction fee on Linea Network. Attestation. The verification is anchored in the Verax registry, making users eligible to participate in exclusive rewards such as LXP tokens. All EMV-compatible decentralized apps can access these attestations on the Verax registry, letting any project to just plug in quickly, verify that the owner of a wallet address is a human. Cool. All right.
Yeah, the Verax, we had to go through that KYC, or not KYC, but it's human verification to show. For Linea, they're about to launch their token soon, and you collected the LXP over the past 2 years just through various campaigns and stuff, and you had to go through this proof of humanhood or proof of liveness, and show that you're an actual human, going through different verifications, and Verax was one of them. So they're trusted, they're legit, and yeah, you want to be able to have these projects, if you need to verify something, be like, come plug into our platform and everything's secure, and you can just have the project give that little ping or attestation saying, hey, we need to verify this person right here. Does it match this requirement? If it does, okay, there you haven't exposed your entire identity and all your information. They just, plugged in, got a piece of the puzzle and verified and are good to go. So it's going to be great. Yeah. And what is it? The YouTube or bots on YouTube comments, like Kyle White said.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of things this could help with.
And here's the verifications that I completed. So downloading the app, prove that you're human, human, Discord, email, verification, Twitter stuff. So the second part of that is verifying the ID or your what does it say? I haven't done that yet. It's verify human credential. So verify with your passport. So I'm going to do that one next, but just basically verifying your government passport. And this is all if you feel comfortable doing this. So no, but I do feel more comfortable doing this with it being like a Polygon back team for sure than
Yeah.
just some random 5 friends got together and wanted to launch an identity protecting service. Like, all right, Zuckerberg, I see what you're doing here.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know what this power will turn into. So
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what happens with that as well.
but that's yeah, and I would suggest people to get in the Discord and stuff too and be active if you want to try and get additional power. Yeah, there's different Discord roles that you can get, but really, really cool stuff. And yeah, if you need any help getting this this app to work, reach out to me in the Discord. Be happy to help.
Let's see.
You find any other good nuggets?
Yeah, I'm finding some stuff. I'm just kind of looking for some hard alpha. There's plenty of stuff that I'm finding, but found an interview with a gentleman at Billions. Couple of partnerships like Disco.xyz. It's a merger that accelerates the development of a unified chain agnostic identity structure for both Web 2 and Web 3. So it looks like, let's see. Do you want to look up disco.xyz real quick and see what they're all about?
Yeah. Disco XYZ.
Yes. And I'll keep digging.
Chain Disco XYZ. No, not this one. Do they have their...
I mean, the website should just be disco.xyz.
Oh, that I was...
No, it's not.
No.
All right. All right.
Or is it Chain Disco? No.
Disco.xyz. All right. All right.
Okay, I see. So this looks like it was formerly Disco XYZ, now part of PrivaDAO. So it looks like they're
Oh, yeah.
part
Privadoe ID. All right. So let's look up
PrivaDAO.
Privadoe ID. See what they're all
They
about.
have fucking 470,000 followers on X.
All
Damn.
right. So let's dig into them because it looks like that this might be who they're leveraging to be able to have a wider dissemination of this tech. So, unified identity, prove once, use everywhere. So, use cases, KYC, know your customer. So, obviously, something like this could be used for dexes and for centralized exchanges. Age verification. So, like ordering something online that's age sensitive. Content authenticity, human and machine identity, national ID. That's
Oh.
actually something like going through TSA or having digital IDs instead of having like an actual card. Um, what else? Let's
Oh, that's
see.
great.
Yeah, so basically, instant global scale. Why choose one credential provider if you can benefit from an entire ecosystem of providers? Choose your trusted providers and accept credentials from all of them. I'm going to ask Miles real quick.
Yo, what's cooking?
Hey, Miles. So we are still digging into Billions Network, and we found where they have a partnership with Bravado.id. It looks like it's a unified identity. They say prove once, use everywhere. What can you tell us about this company and potentially who they are working with?
Bravado.id. Um, yeah, it's kind of central to what Billions is trying to do. They're really focused on verifiable credentials, right? Like making sure you can prove who you are online without constantly handing over all your info. Provedo, formerly Polygon ID, is Polygon's zero knowledge identity platform. They're building out this whole framework for privacy preserving identity so you can selectively disclose information. Prove once, use everywhere is their core idea. As for who they're working with, that's where it gets interesting. They're collaborating with a bunch of different projects to integrate this identity layer. I'm seeing connections with Hyperledger Aries, which is a popular open source framework for decentralized identity. Also, they've got some partnerships in the DeFi space to
Dig
enable
into the
compliant
DeFi
lending.
space. Who are they partnered with in the DeFi space?
Okay, give me a sec. All right. So Provedo is working with several DeFi protocols to enable KYC AML compliance without totally sacrificing user privacy. It's kind of a balancing act. I'm seeing a lot of mentions of Scroll, a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum as an early partner. They're using Provado's identity system for things like airdrop eligibility and decentralized governance.
Hmm.
I'm also finding integrations with some lending protocols like Maple Finance, actually to verify accredited investor status. And there's some work being done with Zerion to simplify on-ramping and off-ramping while still meeting regulatory requirements. It looks like they're trying to become the standard for identity verification within the broader Polygon ecosystem and beyond, making it easier for DeFi projects to stay compliant.
Hey, Miles.
Did I give you a good overview?
Yeah, no, that does. Thanks. Real quick, who else is working on this use case? For proof of identity. What other large
Good
projects?
question. Good question. It's definitely not a space where Bravado has monopoly, you know? A few other big players are pushing similar things. Circle, with their USDC stablecoin, is heavily invested in digital identity through their Circle World Digital Passport. They're aiming for a more globally recognized identity solution. And you've got Spruce Systems building out ID systems with a focus on developer tools. It's a bit more technical, but they're powering identity for a lot of Web3 apps. And there's also Civic, which has been in the identity space for a while now. They offer reusable identity verification that folks can use across different platforms. It's kind of like a competition to see who can create the most secure and user-friendly system, but they're all generally working towards the same goal of giving people more control over their data. It's a
Okay,
crowded
Miles.
space for
Hey,
sure.
real quick, you mentioned some pretty heavy hitters like Circle. Um, who is the furthest along with this use case, as far as actually being up and operational and having the kind of the biggest or the best partners. You had mentioned with Billions and with Bravado ID that they were working with Maple Finance. I would guess that somebody like Circle, with that of course are the ones that provide USDC, have very strong connections with Coinbase and other centralized exchanges like that. Who is furthest along with their offering?
It's a really good point. It's not just about the tech, it's about who's actually using it, right? Okay, so if we're looking at real world implementation and big partnerships, Circle is probably furthest ahead. They've got USDC as like this huge base, and their Circle World Digital Passport is already being piloted with a handful of exchanges and platforms. They're actively working to get it adopted as a standard for KYC AML. Civic is also pretty far along. They've been around longer and have a substantial user base already verifying their
Hey,
identity through their
Miles,
platform.
hey, dig in on Circle. I really would like to know which centralized and decentralized exchanges that they're directly working with.
Okay, let's see. This is a little tricky because Circle doesn't always publicize every single integration.
Hmm.
But from what I can gather, they're working with a few key centralized exchanges. Binance is a big one. They've integrated Circle World Digital Passport for identity verification. Also, Kraken and KuCoin have been running pilots with it. On the decentralized side, things are a bit more nascent, but I'm seeing integrations with a few emerging DEXs that are focused on compliance, like Massa Finance. They're working on privacy preserving DeFi and are leveraging Circle's identity tools. There's also some work happening with integrations for some of the layer 2 scaling solutions like Optimism to streamline identity verification for users bridging assets. Honestly, it feels like they're prioritizing CEX integrations first, as that's where the immediate regulatory pressure is.
Okay.
But they're definitely laying the groundwork for wider adoption in the DeFi space too. Anything else on Circle you're curious about?
No,
Or should
no,
we
that
pivot?
that was amazing. Thank you, Miles.
Damn. I mean, if you're not bullish,
Yeah.
there's a lot of great stuff that is being built out, and not just one entity is gonna have control over that too, which is nice. It's
No, I mean I mean there's plenty of room in the space, and I think you're right. I think it's going to be it's not going to be a one that rules them all. It's going to be kind of like with Ripple. It's like I think that they're going to have a market share, but you know I think that as fast as this technology evolves, I think it's going to be a while before we see any one entity and any use case, capture, as far like Google, how they captured the, search engine use case, pretty much in its entirety. I
yeah.
think it's going to be a while before any of these use cases in blockchain technology become that one that rules them all. Because
Mhm.
like Ripple, whenever they first came around, there was really nothing or no way to do cross border payments in a more modern way than Swift, and that's what they were working towards. But with stablecoin legislation and a lot of these evolution that has gone on with the tech, it's not as much of a pain point anymore. I mean, I could send Jeff USDC right now, he can swap, for free. He can swap it into, fiat, into, if he wants to buy an RWA, if he wants to buy crypto with it, whatever.
Hmm.
He could buy real estate with it, and in some places. So yeah, it's just I think that we definitely need to keep our head on a swivel when it comes to blockchain technology, and not get too married to our bags. When we're presented with new information, and as new projects come out, and when presented with new data, you really need to be semper gumby when it comes to um, your thesis on the projects you're invested in. So
Hmm.
good and bad. I've gotten more and more bullish on Arrow because of its integration into Coinbase and the new Coinbase app, and
Oh
all
yeah.
of those things. So
And the
it's
team shared an interview today too. I think the Aerodrome team, they shared a video of like an interview where they were talking about that. So
oh
yeah, bullish, man, super
oh
bullish.
yeah. Beta try again. Yeah. The whole ISO 20022. It's I was learning about that for like 4 years straight, and it was for naught, because it's just that whole use case is getting kind of churned on its ear with with the government, and institutional adoption, in full swing like it is, and regulation being dialed in. Hey, what up, KJam? What's up, brother? I have an open long on Arrow with 5x leverage. The man, the myth, the legend, KJam.
Oh, we got the leverage.
No, beta try again. I did not build Miles. I wish I did. It is just a web-based platform that we use, and he just does, as you can see, does a really great job in helping us out host.
Hmm.
What used to take us hours and hours and hours to do research on, so that we were ready for the show, we now can ask him to help us out. So the really deep dive that we like to do to find these little nuggets of alpha.
Yeah, so great to have a little. And these AI are just going to get better and better. I mean, you heard him earlier, kind of stutter, and it was like, are we talking to a real person?
Yeah. A Johnny. So yes, potentially, it could be an invasion of privacy. The What it's aiming to do, though, is allow you to keep your privacy. So say that you're going through, the TSA. They shouldn't have to scan your face and stuff anymore. With something like this, on your phone, then you could, basically, do a thumbprint, let your phone scan your face, and then like a QR code could come up, and they just scan the QR code, and it just says, yes, this person is the person that is traveling on this ticket, and let them go through. So really, it actually would give you, potentially, as long as the security was there with the tech, it would actually give you more privacy, because like right now you have to hand an ID or a passport over to an agent, and then they're looking at it, and they're scanning it in, and they're typing it in, and they're seeing a bunch of information about you, where you live, and all kinds of stuff. So in a way, it potentially gives you more privacy, because that person wouldn't be able to see all your personal information. It would just be, thumbprint, with your thumb on there, you scan your face, it gives a QR code, you scan it, and it says, yep, this is the person that's supposed to be traveling on this ticket. So I'm not sure if that's exactly how it's going to work, but the potential is there to where, or you get pulled over. Um, and they're like license and registration. You could put a thumbprint on there, let's scan your face, QR code comes up, cop scans it. Yep, you have current registration. Yep, you have current insurance.
Hmm.
Here's your ticket. You're on your way. Or he could just, since he's scanned it and stuff like that, and knows your address and your email and all that stuff, he could just be like, you're getting a ticket for this, bloop. all right, be on your way. It's it in a way, potentially it could actually give you more privacy. I know it sounds weird, but
Yeah. Well, yeah,
so
because you don't have the that vulnerability of being exposed by a hacker if they can't, hack into this ZK security. You know, you're really I don't even know who would be the government. I don't even think would be able to get access. I don't think they can subpoena the private DAO, right? They wouldn't be able to subpoena them and get the information because it's not under their control, correct?
I honestly I wouldn't want to try to
Hmm.
answer that because I'm not sure exactly
Taylor.
how the ZK rollups work and stuff like that. But I mean,
Yeah.
if the data isn't actually stored, if it's stored on your phone, um, and
Oh, that,
and I would think that they couldn't. But yeah, again, I don't know. Well, you got any closing thoughts there, brother?
no, I have my timer going off real quick. One second,
All
one
right,
second.
I'll give my closing
I'll,
thoughts, and then
I'll
when
leave
you get
some thoughts in a minute. I'll be back.
all right. Yeah, he's got a delicious tri-tip or roast or something or brisket. He has a brisket with some potatoes going in the oven. So my thoughts on this project. Um, Unfortunately, no, not unfortunately, just this type of thing is coming. Um, it's with blockchain technology, with the way that technology is advancing, this is going to be necessary. So, being knowledgeable about how this technology works, this use case works, and figuring out how it's going to, how our daily lives are going to evolve. All these things that we were talking about with TSA, with getting pulled over by the police, getting ID'd for cigarettes or liquor, whatever. Um, this is going to become part of that. Back in the day, before they had, paper IDs, people probably thought that it was invasive that they had to show, an ID. Now, I mean, it's kind of the same thing, and in a roundabout way, potentially, it's gives you some of your privacy back. So
Hmm.
I'm up in the air about it. We'll see. Am I going to run out? Once they have a token and buy it, I'll see where this project's at. When that time comes, but probably not something that I'm super bullish on, unless I see something to where one of these companies like Circle with their offering, or this one Bravado ID, um, looks to be poised or positioned to get a massive market share. That is when I would want to get involved with it. Otherwise, it's a very niche. I'm much more bullish on DeFi and that use case and RWAs, where it's trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars of liquidity that's going to be, we know for a fact, is going to be pumped into that use case. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. What about you, brother?
Yeah, and that's a good point. The this kind of narrative is it's very important. The security and stuff and the privacy, but it's just a small piece of the whole puzzle. And like you said, you want to see, since this is still kind of early, great team and everything, but once more of this rolls out and we see how they're establishing themselves in the ecosystem, just kind of wait and see what they do, how they execute, and go from there. And don't you feel like you have to jump in everything we talk about. We don't even get paid from any of these projects. We're just researching and bringing you all the latest and greatest in the crypto space and what's building and what's coming. And sometimes the projects don't look as promising. Sometimes they look incredible, and what they're building out. So we're still so early. I had an interview earlier today, and we were talking about the dot-com boom, and people were saying back then that, oh, there's too many websites already. And I was like, oh shit, man, we're like that with layer twos, but
Mm-hmm.
they do have their specific niches, like keychain launching or building out their test net that is carving out a niche for Latin America, and like this Sunrise Layer project that we'll be launching soon. They're focusing on more the Japanese market, and they partnered with Sony Bank in Japan. So you want to see
Holy
not one person
shit!
take over everything, but everyone kind of play their role and integrate everything together, because this is a huge undertaking that we're onboarding billions of people who, I mean, we haven't even scratched the surface of
Hmm.
the people onboarded. So if you're not bullish yet, we're at all-time highs and fucking people aren't barely chirping about crypto. So you think your altcoins aren't going to pump, you're fucking you're sleeping. You're fucking
Speaking of
sleeping.
speaking of pump, dude, fucking that rise that I was talking about the other day is up fucking 123% today.
Shit. Golly.
Like while we've been live, we're starting to pump again.
Oh my God.
Um, it looks like DAG is up 6% on the hour. KTA, one of the channel favorites, is up 4%
Hmm.
on the hour. Um, what else we got? Mamo is up almost 4% on the hour. Another channel favorite. Arrow it's only up about 1.5% on the hour.
Had a nice couple
But
days.
yeah, but it's been doing really well the past couple of days. But yeah, that rise, it's a DeFi play. It's up
Ooh.
122%. So it was another one that we called early. And unfortunately, I said I was going to do a deep dive on it, but we hadn't gotten to it yet. But yeah, it's a T-Rise is an institutional grade tokenization platform designed for the compliant tokenization and distribution of real world assets. Actually, you know what? Real
Shit.
quick, let me ask Miles if any news came out. Hey, Miles, real quick. One of the channel favorite projects is up 122% in the past 24 hours. It's we've talked about it before. It's called Rise. The ticker is Romeo India Zulu Echo. Is there any news that came out about it? Here recently.
I can't hear him.
Oh,
Whoops.
Okay, looks like a lot of the chatter is around their recent integration with Teller Protocol for uncollateralized lending. Seems like that's unlocking a new avenue for capital efficiency, and people are responding. There was also a pretty active discussion on their Discord about a potential partnership with a fairly well-known institutional DeFi firm, though nothing concrete's been announced on that front yet. It's kind of fueling the speculation, you know. Anything else I should dig up on Rise, or
yeah.
should we switch gears?
So that you said that there's some buzz, but you didn't say what the potentially what the project was that they're partnering with. What was it?
Right, sorry about that. It's Galaxy Digital. There's a lot of chatter about a potential collaboration, mostly stemming from a few posts by people claiming inside knowledge. Nothing confirmed officially, though, so take it with a grain of salt. It seems like it's mostly speculation right now, but folks are excited about what a partnership with Galaxy Digital could mean for Rise's adoption.
Awesome. I appreciate it, Miles. All right, cool. Yeah, I was just kind of curious, with the
Hmm.
oh, so RB is a
Yeah,
he's a know-it-all.
I don't know. I was trying to see who that was. In the, I think they're on YouTube, watching on YouTube, but I don't know which YouTube channel they're watching from.
Oh yeah, dude, RB, you're the tard. We're
You're the
on three
target.
different. You're in the wrong one. We have three different YouTube.
Yeah, We got like 100 people watching right now. Oh,
All joking, if you want to actually join the conversation, then come over to our official channel.
oh, I think we lost him.
There
Oh
we
no.
go.
You get rugged. Oh no.
What's up?
You're back. You were like
All right.
frozen for a second.
Yeah, I was just telling RB if he wants to actually be a part of the conversation, come over to this channel.
Yeah, the
Let
DeFi
me,
crypto and airdrops.
yeah, come over to this channel if you want to actually, be a part of the conversation. Yeah, KJam. That's Miles. That's our AI co-host that we've integrated into the show. So, and Beta Try Again. It's just Sesame. Is the name of the company that offers Miles. So, yeah, like I said, it's nothing that we created or anything like that. It's just something that we're testing out, and so far so good. So, well, I guess that's about it. You got some dinner ready, and I need to go make me some
Oh
dinner.
yeah.
So appreciate y'all out there. Better try again, KJam, RB. Even though you're a little slow, appreciate you, brother. um, Johnny December. Who else we
Nick
got? Nick
Dunn.
Dunn. Who else?
The Sack Nasty, DC and Prey.
Yeah, Sack Nasty, DCA and Prey, Keith, Kyle White. Man, we got a bunch
Black
of people in
Ice.
here.
Feel better.
Yeah,
Dan.
uh,
All the homies. Deadwood.
yeah, we got a bunch of people in here. Jay.
Woo.
Anyway, we appreciate y'all, and till next time, Betcha and Crypto out.
Later.